It was our son's fourth birthday last week in December. The night before his birthday, I was wrapping up his presents in happy birthday wrapping paper. My husband, who was lounging on the couch, casually asked why I wouldn't just reuse the Christmas wrapping paper and bags. His tone was light, but the suggestion grated on me. It's his birthday, not Christmas. Obviously, I said, trying to keep my voice neutral. He shrugged. He's too young to know the difference, so what does it matter? I wanted to argue, but I held my tongue. Instead, I focused on carefully folding the bright, cheerful paper around our son's gifts. My husband went to bed early, leaving me alone to finish preparations. I stayed up late, blowing up balloons, hanging decorations, and arranging everything for a morning surprise. I wanted our son to wake up to something magical, something that celebrated his day. Morning came and I was up early, cooking breakfast for everyone. I made pancakes, our son's favorite, and added sprinkles for a festive touch. As I was carefully sprinkling red and green decorations over the pancakes, my husband walked into the kitchen. He watched me for a moment before speaking. "Why are you using Christmas sprinkles?" he asked, his brow furrowed. I looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" Why didn't you buy birthday-colored sprinkles?" he said, his tone accusatory. I was taken aback. "Why didn't you get birthday sprinkles? I did everything else." Instead of letting it go, he pressed on. "We can't use Christmas sprinkles for his birthday. It's lazy." I felt my patience fraying. "It's our son's birthday. Can we drop this and have breakfast?" I asked, trying to keep the peace. But he wouldn't let it go. "You put all this effort into the decorations and presents, but you couldn't get the right sprinkles." His words stung. I had stayed up late to make everything perfect, and instead of appreciating my efforts, he was nitpicking. I couldn't hold back anymore. "Instead of being so negative, you could thank me for everything I did. Balloons, decorations, buying and wrapping presents, cooking breakfast, I did all of it." He didn't thank me. He just crossed his arms and said, "I've been busy with work. I didn't have time to do any of that." At that point, I was upset. Tears welled up in my eyes as I tried to hold them back. This argument was unfolding right in front of our son, who was sitting at the table with his birthday pancakes. He watched us quietly, his little face filled with confusion. "Why are you doing this?" I asked my husband, my voice trembling. "It's our son's birthday." "Doing what?" he shot back. "I don't know why you're so upset and crying about sprinkles." The rest of breakfast was tense. Our son tried to enjoy his pancakes, but the mood in the room was heavy. Afterward, I pulled my husband aside to talk. I needed to understand why he was acting this way. "Why are you being such an asshole?" I asked bluntly. "Do you even realize how hurtful you're being?" He looked at me unbothered. "I'm not apologizing because I didn't do anything wrong," he said. "You're the one making a big deal out of sprinkles." I stared at him, dumbfounded. "It's not about the sprinkles," I said. "It's about the way you're treating me. I went out of my way to make our son's birthday special, and all you've done is criticize me." He didn't seem to understand. "I work hard every day," he said. "I don't see you thanking me for that." "This isn't about you," I said, my frustration boiling over. "This is about our son and his birthday." But he wouldn't budge. He stood by his belief that he hadn't done anything wrong and that he didn't owe me a thank you. I felt defeated. How could he not see how much effort I had put into making our son's birthday special? How could he not see how much his words and actions had hurt me? The rest of the day was a blur. I tried to focus on our son and his happiness, pushing aside my anger and sadness. But the hurt lingered, a dull ache in the back of my mind. I couldn't help but wonder if this was just a one-time argue, if it was a sign of deeper issues in our relationship. Later that afternoon, as our son played with his new toys, I sat on the couch, my mind racing. Memories of past disagreements with my husband surfaced, or formats where he dismissed my feelings or minimized my efforts. This wasn't the first time I'd felt unappreciated, but it felt especially painful now on a day that was supposed to be joyful. Was this how it was always going to be? A part of me wanted to brush it off, to tell myself it wasn't worth dwelling on. But another part of me knew that these feelings wouldn't just go away. In the evening, we had a small celebration, just the three of us. I brought out the cake I'd baked, decorated with bright, cheerful frosting and candles. Our son beamed as we sang happy birthday to him, his little face glowing with excitement. For a moment, I allowed myself to feel the joy of the occasion, to focus on his happiness and let go of the tension that had clouded the morning. After we put our son to bed, I approached my husband again. "Can we talk?" I asked, my voice calm but firm. He sighed, clearly reluctant. "What now?" "I need you to understand how much your words hurt me," I said. "It wasn't just about the sprinkles. It was about feeling unappreciated, about you not recognizing everything I did to make today special for our son." He looked at me, His expression guarded. I don't see why you're making such a big deal out of this, he said. I didn't mean to upset you, but you did, I said. And instead of acknowledging that, you doubled down. You made me feel like my efforts didn't matter. He was silent for a moment, his gaze fixed on the floor. I guess I didn't think about it that way, he admitted finally. I was stressed with work, and I took it out on you. His words were a step in the right direction, but they didn't erase the hurt. I need us to do better, I said. For our son. I don't want him growing up in an environment where one parent's efforts are constantly dismissed or undervalued. He nodded slowly. I'll try, he said. I'll try to be more mindful. It wasn't a perfect resolution, but it was a start. As I lay in bed that night, I thought about what I wanted for our family. I wanted a partnership where both of us felt valued and supported, where our son could see us working together as a team. I knew it would take effort, but I was willing to try, for our son's sake and for my own. The days that followed were quieter. My husband made an effort to be more present, helping with small tasks around the house and spending more time with our son. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but it was progress. And as I watched our son play, his laughter filling the room, I felt a renewed sense of hope. We had a long way to go, but we were moving in the right direction. And for now, that was enough.